Hello, this is Johnny Usry with my son Jeff and his helpers. What's your name?
Lily.
Lily. And what's your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. We have two, Jeffrey and Lily are helping us with the market update today. Jeff, you want to lead off with anything?
Lily, do you want to lead off? I'll go first. All right. So we're talking about the local market here in Bluffton. We just put together our some of our data points, and it was pretty surprising to see some of these things. Like in Belfair, for instance, the median days on market. I looked at it and it said 158.
Wow.
And it's been anywhere from 60 to 120, and I thought, oh, I need to double check that number. So I double checked it. It's accurate. I want to make sure we were running the numbers right.
Wow.
But then again, in Berkeley Hall, it was 40. So, and I talked to someone the other day about, okay, what big difference between 40 and 158. You've got some homes that are just sitting out there for a lot longer. So if you get a couple of those homes that have been on the market for a year and they close within that time frame of 6 months, is what we like to run for our most recent data. It can really affect those numbers, whether it's up or it's down. And there's a lot of homes, we talk about this all the time, that there seems to be two different markets right now. Like a brand new home can be priced at a pretty
premium.
At a premium, exactly. So we're talking, $600 a square foot at some time. So that can really move the number too. So, and then you've got your home that maybe needs a little bit of work, that's 15, 20 years old, beautiful house, but just needs some updating. That's at a much lower price. So those price per square foot and the median days on market can fluctuate greatly. Yeah.
And this is something that you guys may have heard of, maybe you've not heard of, but there's somewhat of a migration effect going on now from the Northeast, Midwest, Florida, and California. And so it's really it's interesting, Jeff, what they're calling this. It says a rate change won't make up for a home that no longer works for your life changes. And sometimes your home needs to change with it. And you're not the only one making that choice. The lock-in effect is starting to ease. Remember that phrase, the lock-in effect. What that means is someone's got a 3.5% interest loan, and then they don't want to give it up. So that's why they say the lock-in effect is starting to ease. And listen to these numbers over here, which is really, really interesting. The share of mortgages with a rate above 6% just hit a 10-year high. So folks are finally getting to the point where these interest rates, at 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever they are, they've been freezing these people up. But now the folks have gotten used to it. So now they're saying, hey, we can't wait forever. So they're jumping into the market.
Yeah, that's a shocking stat. And there was also a shocking stat too about the percentage of home buyers that own their homes outright.
Yes.
I think it's 40% of homeowners in America own their home outright, which is shocking. So there's a lot of people out there with a lot of equity in their homes. This was a Wall Street Journal article that was very recent. Overpriced homes are experiencing the longest listing times in nearly a decade as buyers remain cautious in the face of high borrowing costs and economic ambiguity. Now we're hoping that some of these rate cuts will ease that, right? Like we're saying, ease the lock-in effect. Nearly 20% of homes for sale required at least one price reduction before attracting serious buyer activity. And it's, we're starting to see some people from the Northeast, like we always have. We're hoping that Mondami effect is a real thing. Who knows? Florida is apparently feeling that. We wrote about that last month. But it's important that when you're pricing your home that you're looking at like-kind comps. It needs to be similar style, similar year built, similar bedroom, similar bathroom. Does it have a pool? Does it not have a pool? What kind of view does it have? We're pretty careful about how we price these homes because it's important. It's important to the seller, and you ultimately will get the most for your home if you price it right out of the get-go rather than trying to make adjustments. But if you're not getting a lot of showings, if you've been on the market for 100 plus days, it typically is it does come down to price.
This is interesting now, Jeff. They got the 5 Ds. The D is in dandy on why people are moving, why they're they're waiting. They're not waiting anymore. They're actually moving forward. Diplomas, graduation.
Okay.
Time to do something new. Got to have a home or at least move in with my parents.
Yep.
Diapers. You've outgrown your space. What do you think, guys? You need some diapers? You need some? No diapers.
No, sir.
Divorce. We'll just skip over that one. Downsizing. Maybe the kids have moved and it's time to simplify. Smaller homes, less maintenance, more freedom. In our market, we get a lot of that.
Yeah.
In the Belfair, Berkeley, the Palmetto Bluff, Oldfield, whatever. Death. If you've recently lost a loved one, maybe you realize you need to be closer to family. Life's too short to live far from the people who matter most. And we just helped a couple with that, Jeff, a couple of days ago. And the folks that lived in the community in Colleton, as a matter of fact, and now they're moving south further to be near their family.
Yep.
So what else you got there, Champ? We'll wrap this thing up and get these guys home and get to bed. They look tired.
If we can help in any way, let us know. I would love to come by and chat with you and see your home, and just, whatever y'all's timeline is, we're respectful of that. And whatever information you share with us is private. So we look forward to talking to you. Give us a call, shoot us an email or text.
And we're getting more and more people with that request.
Yeah.
No obligation, but we'd be happy to take a walk through and give you an idea of the value. So if you do choose to make a change, you'll have a realistic expectation on what your home will probably sell for. Thank you so much for being with us. Jeffrey, Lily, can you say goodbye?
Bye.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Everybody have a blessed evening and Merry Christmas coming up here quickly. Take care. Bye-bye.